When the British government announced the privatization of London's Gatwick airport in the year 2009, they had no idea that this would open the door for new investors to take over one of the busiest travel hubs in the world. At that time, no one expected the quiet Nigerian-born investment banker to step forward. Adebayo Ogunlesi, then largely unknown to the public, led his private firm Global Infrastructure Partners (GIP) to acquire the airport in a multi-billion-dollar deal that shocked the global financial community. This was the first time a major British airport had fallen into private hands, and those hands happened to belong to an African. But who really is Adebayo Ogunlesi, and how did he rise to becoming one of the richest black immigrants in Britain? Born on December 20, 1953 in Ogun State, Nigeria, the life of Adebayo Ogunlesi was deeply vested in an environment that gave importance to education, hard work, and excellence. His father, Professor Theophilus Oladipo Ogunlesi, was an important person in Nigerian academics. He was recognized for being the first medical professor in the country, lecturing at the University of Ibadan. His mother, Susan Olumfe Peters, was equally dedicated to education on the other hand, working as a teacher at CMS Girls School, Lagos. Following his parents' lane of profession, Adebayo learned the importance of understanding and the duty that came with it. His educational journey started at King's College in Lagos, where he excelled, showcasing a deep curiosity for learning. After completing his primary and secondary school within the 1970s, he took a formidable step and moved to the United Kingdom, where he enrolled in the University of Oxford. He studied philosophy, politics, and economics, earning a first-class honors degree. After he completed his bachelor's degree in 1976 in Oxford, he furthered his studies in the US, attending Harvard University. While being there, he did something that a few could imagine. Ogunlesi simultaneously studied at two of the most prominent schools, which was the Harvard Law School and Harvard Business School, graduating magna cum laude with both a Juris Doctor (JD) and a Master's of Business Administration (MBA). There, he was also a member of Harvard Law Review, a mark of distinction among law students. Adebayo's aim for studying wasn't really about making money. Instead, he planned on creating lasting things. His time in school had equipped him to understand things from different perspectives, which helped him develop a clear vision for his potential global impact. He made history in 1980 when he became the first person from outside America to serve as a Supreme Court Justice Clerk. Also, he worked under the American legal icon Thurgood Marshall at the Supreme Court and also a lawyer at the New York law firm Gravatt, Swain, and Moore. He later resumed teaching at Harvard and Yale while also teaching at the Yale School of Management. His professional work concentrated on international business and investment law. Harvard's African Alumni Network honored his achievements while he joined several advisory boards, which included Harvard Law School and Harvard Business School Dean's Advisory Boards and Harvard University Global Advisory Council. The purpose of his career move at this stage extended beyond seeking recognition because he wanted to create meaningful change through strategic thinking. He aimed to be an active participant in the worldwide financial system, understanding both the legal and business aspects. Adebayo made a complete transition into finance when he started working in 1983. At First Boston, he started his career by providing advisory services for a gas project in Nigeria. His entry into high-level investment banking launched a successful career that extended into the future. The project finance division employed him to execute significant transactions which spanned North America, South America, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. The project revealed to him how infrastructure plays a vital role in economic growth, which became the foundation for his future professional development. During his first few years at the company, Ogunlesi dedicated himself to project finance along with global energy sector expertise. His expertise combined with his risk management skills and composed demeanor earned him recognition in the industry. Major clients placed their trust in him as he helped finance the biggest infrastructure projects of that era. His work involved the development of power plants together with oil and gas facilities and transportation networks which spanned multiple continents. His work demanded financial skills together with proficiency in handling regulatory matters and legal frameworks and geopolitical issues. The Global Energy Group at First Boston became his leadership role when he joined Credit Suisse First Boston (CSFB) after the merger in 1997. As the head of his division, he directed important energy transactions while assisting clients through extensive infrastructure projects that needed sophisticated financial solutions. The company promoted him to Global Head of Investment Banking at CSFB during 2002. That same year, he joined the Executive Board and Management Committee of the company. Between 2004 and 2006, he served as Executive Vice Chairman and Chief Client Officer. Despite his success, by 2006, Ogunlesi began to look toward new challenges. At first, he felt unfulfilled with his current job. Not knowing what to do, he confided in his wife, Dr. Emilia Quist Ogunlesi, a British-born optometrist who encouraged him to follow his passion and also helped him make a life-changing decision. In the year 2006, he joined forces with industry veterans Jonathan Bram, Matt Harris, Michael McGee, Bill Woodburn, and Raj Rao to launch Global Infrastructure Partners (GIP) based in New York. GIP was formed as a joint venture with Credit Suisse and General Electric as initial investors. Adebayo assumed the role of chairman and managing partner. During that period, many investors avoided infrastructure due to its long-term nature and perceived risks, but Adebayo saw an opportunity where others hesitated. His mission with GIP was focused and clear: investing in infrastructure that support essential services, airports, ports, energy, and transport systems. One of Ogunlesi's first and most defining acquisitions came in 2009 when GIP purchased London Gatwick Airport. At the time, the airport had been struggling under the ownership of BAA, which was under pressure to offload assets due to competition concerns in the UK aviation sector. Ogunlesi's team saw an opportunity in what others viewed as a risky investment. Gatwick served over 34.2 million passengers annually at the time and had room to grow. GIP improved efficiency, upgraded facilities, and optimized airline relationships.
Tell us about the Gatwick deal.
Obviously, what we hope to do is to work with the airlines to make sure that we, over a period of time, significantly improve the travel experience at Gatwick.
Within less than a decade, Gatwick was recording over 46 million annual passengers. In 2018, GIP sold a 50.01% stake in Vinci Airports for £2.9 billion while retaining a minority share. The transaction generated a strong return on investment and established Ogunlesi's firm as a serious global player. In 2012, GIP acquired Edinburgh Airport in Scotland, another major move that attracted international attention. The airport, previously under BAA's management, was acquired for £807 million. GIP immediately focused on passenger growth, better facilities, and new airline routes. By 2023, Edinburgh had become Scotland's busiest airport, handling over 14 million passengers annually. In April 2024, GIP sold a 50.01% stake to Vinci Airports for £1.27 billion while retaining nearly half ownership. This was yet another example of Ogunlesi's long-term strategy: buy, improve, retain value, and exit partially when the market conditions were ideal. These deals were built around a smart understanding of airport revenue models. Ogunlesi and his team focused on several key income streams: passenger traffic, landing fees for airlines, commercial retail inside terminals, real estate leases, and cargo operations. By strengthening each component, they ensured that each airport could generate steady and sustainable cash flows. GIP's approach was not flashy. It was built on solid business principles and deep analysis. GIP didn't stop at transportation. The firm diversified into other sectors such as energy, water, and waste management. One of its notable investments was in the French utility company Suez. GIP also acquired a stake in Vantage Towers, which oversees 83,000 telecom towers across Europe, and in ADNOC gas pipelines, a subsidiary of the Emirati energy giant ADNOC. In 2004, GIP had grown its assets under management to more than $75 billion, owning and operating critical infrastructure across several continents. The firm's portfolio expanded beyond airports into energy, freight, and shipping terminals. Still, airports remain the signature pillar of its success. Though GIP is global in scope, its investments in Africa remained limited. One example is an indirect stake in the port of Douala in Cameroon, held through Terminal Investment Limited, a subsidiary of the Mediterranean shipping company MSC. Adebayo also joined the board of directors at Cosmos Energy, a company developing the Greater Tortue Ahmeyim gas project that spans Senegal and Mauritania. Ogunlesi's role in reshaping global airport management went beyond financial engineering. He introduced a new model of how private capital could be used to operate public infrastructure efficiently without compromising service quality. His deals showed governments and global investors that public-private partnerships could be both profitable and socially impactful. He brought a structured discipline into an area previously seen as politically tricky and operationally messy. In December 2016, Ogunlesi's influence was recognized at the highest political level. Then President Donald Trump appointed him to the United States Strategic and Policy Forum, a group of top business leaders brought together to advise on economic policy. It was a moment of recognition for Ogunlesi, whose work had always straddled the line between finance and infrastructure policy. He offered insight into how private capital could help rebuild the country's outdated transportation systems and utilities. In addition to his infrastructure empire, Ogunlesi served on several high-profile boards. He sat on the board of Goldman Sachs, where he contributed to strategic decisions affecting one of the world's biggest investment banks. He also held board positions at Callaway Gulf and Cosmos Energy, further reflecting his range of interests and his influence in various sectors. His impact was not limited to business and finance. Ogunlesi remained committed to giving back, particularly to Africa. He mentored young African professionals, supported entrepreneurship programs, and backed developmental causes. His philanthropic efforts quietly supported educational initiatives and infrastructure programs that gave local communities tools for long-term growth. Throughout his journey, Ogunlesi became a rare figure, an African who had risen to global financial prominence without losing his identity. He represented Nigeria and Africa at the top levels of global investment and leadership. In 2024, he was named to the Forbes BLK 50 list, an honor reserved for black leaders who have achieved exceptional global success. He also built a private life that remained steady. Ogunlesi and his wife, Amelia Quist Ogunlesi, a British-born lawyer of Ghanaian descent, have 2 sons. The Ogunlesi legacy now spans multiple continents and industries, from finance and law to beauty and fashion, from medicine to music. As of recent estimates, his net worth is believed to be over $1 billion, mainly from his ownership and leadership in Global Infrastructure Partners (GIP), a firm managing over $75 billion in assets. His wealth comes not just from salary or bonuses, but from equity holdings, profit returns on massive infrastructure deals, and long-term investment success. Real assets under GIP include airports, energy facilities, ports, and transportation networks across the world. Ogunlesi built his success on core values shaped from early life in Nigeria. Integrity, a clear sense of purpose, and thinking beyond borders guided his choices. He believed in long-term planning, often opting for steady returns over quick profits. These values helped him navigate high-stake negotiations and complex international finance with clarity and trustworthiness. Recently, BlackRock announced its 2024 acquisition of GIP, which held the title of being the world's largest asset management firm. The acquisition deal, worth $12.5 billion, consisted of both a $3 billion cash payment and the transfer of 12 million BlackRock shares. The deal would generate billions of dollars for Adebayo because he owns 17.5% of GIP. The deal would create an estimated $2.3 billion net worth for him, which would position him among the top 2 richest Nigerians, including Aliko Dangote and Abdul Samad Rabiu. The board of directors at BlackRock will have Adebayo as a member after the acquisition, which will strengthen his power in global financial markets. The $10 trillion asset management company BlackRock seeks to increase its market presence in African industries through its expansion plans. BlackRock acquired half of the Lake Turkana wind power project in Kenya from Finnish investor FinFund. Through his leadership and expertise, Adebayo will help BlackRock develop its investment approach for Africa because the continent faces an urgent need to finance its infrastructure. Adebayo Ogunlesi participates in multiple high-profile boards outside his GIP responsibilities. He served as lead director at Goldman Sachs before becoming a board member at Topgolf Callaway Brands and Cosmos Energy and Terminal Investment Limited. He is also deeply involved in education and philanthropy. His advisory work includes serving on Harvard Law School Advisory Board as well as the Harvard Business School Advisory Board and the Global Advisory Council at Harvard University. He uses his expertise as a board member to contribute to Stanford Law School. He serves as a trustee for the New York Presbyterian Hospital in the healthcare sector. His civic roles include membership on the board of the NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund, the Smithsonian National Museum of African Art, and the Partnership for New York City Fund. He also contributes to Americans for Oxford, the U.S. fundraising arm of the University of Oxford. His homeland, Nigeria, recognized his remarkable accomplishments by bestowing on him the national honor of Commander of the Order of the Niger, CON. This honor is one of the highest civilian awards in Nigeria, reserved for individuals who have brought pride and progress to the nation. His journey offers important lessons for young African professionals. Education was central to his path, having earned degrees from Oxford and Harvard, but he also took bold steps, leaving law to join Wall Street, entering investment banking and founding his own firm. Risk-taking, when balanced with discipline and vision, became a key to his success. Yet, Ogunlesi's story also includes challenges. As a black man in an industry dominated by white executives, he faced biases and underestimation. He broke through these barriers not by confrontation, but through performance, resilience, and consistent excellence. His rise to managing multi-billion-dollar deals earned him respect and influence beyond race. His legacy goes beyond wealth. Ogunlesi redefined how the world sees infrastructure, not just as physical assets but as long-term investments essential for society. His leadership inspired other Africans to think globally, act boldly, and build lasting systems. His presence on boards like Goldman Sachs and his appointment to U.S. government advisory panels shows how trusted and respected he became. Looking forward, Ogunlesi remains active in shaping GIP's direction. The firm is now entering new sectors like renewable energy and digital infrastructure. He continues to mentor younger professionals and advise governments on major infrastructure strategy. His impact, both in finance and leadership, continues to grow, and his journey stands as proof that with vision, discipline, and integrity, global success is possible.